Pre-papa prekum. Where ye pre-papa prekum, Progressive People's Party. Dr. Paa Kwesi Nduom. Eye ne party no, aba abontin, abetwere na adwen. Concerning CG ne removal and sensemia ye nyina ye kika bi. Media industry we mu. Everybody, almost everybody, ye politics no. Ye nyina ye kan wansem, which is fine. Ye na I say ye kan wansem. Na obi aye ne. To me ete na me pese ye kinkan na eti ni omuka 28 February 2025 for immediate release. Progressive People's Party PPP statement on the suspension of the Chief Justice. Accra, April 28, 2025. The Progressive People's Party has been following with keen interest the recent suspension of the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. We wish to reiterate our firm belief that the suspension as executed by the President was lawful and in full compliance with the due process of law as enshrined in our 1992 Constitution. The first of all, Odin Kaya Mayati Asese, sa suspension na President Mahama yeno or kwan se obeye na is in the Constitution. Due process necessitates adherence to established principles of procedure, respect for the rule of law, and the safeguarding of an individual rights. In this instance, is our understanding that the President acted on the advice of the Council of State in suspending the Chief Justice. This action followed a preliminary determination of a prima facie case against the Chief Justice made by the President in consultation with the same Council of State. Sir, before President Mahama be take his action, we know. Odinkai Mayeti Asese were receiving 3 petitions. Out of that 3 petitions, you know, Obia canon sem said Yamato Kununko, and the listed certain things. And our President Mahama can say, Magia Semino, maintenance, may the President Yama Council of State, no Munswashim, a foot to be a Munso more, then they come back to tell me. And one said no more cousin. And you know, President Mahama, according to Dr. Paa Kwesi Nduom, the post we will say, President John Dramani Mahama listened to what Council of State said and will decide here. Furthermore, we acknowledge that the Chief Justice was afforded the opportunity to respond to the specific allegations outlined in the petitions presented. This process, in our view, unequivocally demonstrates the President's commitment to adhering to laid down procedures, upholding the rule of law, and respecting fundamental human rights. Tiasema Papa Kwesi President PPP for can was say ye three petitions by the allegations to no so e can send me bre e den e fa na sa nsem na wo mu ye den wo mu ka fa no owo hu kwan say ana onya opportunity to respond to that allegation. Ya can we have you have the opportunity or you have the chance to what? To respond to such critics. And some like a found you respond. What's the Debbie Ametra me catch them say? Toko no ma bontin da embambe can say sa and some we are make it can ye. And I ka farming we no cry and say no cry. And those defending her, none of them should let him bontin be comment on. Because they know say it is true. And to note here statement we are Toko no had the opportunity to respond to those critics. Bawanye. Toko no had chance to respond to those comments. Wanye. The Constitution remains the supreme law of our land, applicable to all persons and in all circumstances. Therefore, the PPP maintains its position that no constitutional provisions have been breached by the President in the matter of the current Chief Justice. We call upon all parties to remain calm and allow the constitutional processes to proceed without hindrance. We find it patient to express our concern regarding the stance taken by the Ghana Bar Association as an association of land lawyers. We had hope We had hoped the GBA will affirm the adherence to due process in this matter. Instead, their call for suspension of the CJ's their call for a suspension of the CJ suspension is perplexing and could be interpreted as an attempt to suspend due portions of our constitution. Yes, I say, a constitution edit Juma Okroma and Ghana so ya mamrano so exre say a constitution edit baby. Amamrana Kasa say use the constitution. The President Mahama is using the constitution to do the every process. So Obiantu no Boasi, not on Tinanche president using the same constitution to do the work. Constitution now Emma took no point to become Chief Justice. No, that same constitution Emma President Mahama quite so bit my unity. So no problem is say. Such calls from the GBA and other entities are not only a threat to our democratic principles, but also suggest the selective and subjective application of the law, contingent on the individuals involved. While we respect the democratic right of individuals and groups to defend the Chief Justice and advocate for her reinstatement, we must also underscore the fundamental principle of accountability within a democracy. The principle of strict separation of powers, crucial for preventing interference between the arms of government, must not preclude the opportunity for citizens to hold the heads of these institutions accountable. It is in this spirit that the Constitution provides clear avenues for holding not just the Chief Justice but also the President and the Speaker of Parliament accountable. For clarity, our Constitution lays out explicit procedures for the removal of the President, the Speaker of Parliament, the Chief Justice, Ministers of State, Members of Parliament, and other public office holders. In the specific case of the Chief Justice, Article 146 clearly outlines the procedure to be followed, and it is our assessment that these provisions have been fully respected by the President in the current situation. The privileges, conditions of service, powers, and the honor of bestowed upon the heads of the three arms of state necessitate that they are held to the highest standards of accountability. We recall the events of 2018 concerning the removal of members of the Electoral Commission, including its chairperson. The PPP's position at the time was clear. If this individual had not engaged in acts of state misbehavior and incompetence, there would have been no basis for their removal. Ultimately, the Committee of Inquiry found procurement violation constituting stated misbehavior leading to the chairperson's removal, a process later validated by the Supreme Court. Therefore, in our defense of the Chief Justice, we must not lose sight of essential requirements of accountability, due process, the rule of law, and absolute compliance with constitutional provisions. Signed, Anoforo Usuchama, Progressive People Party. And this is the statement. Utie and some waiting. What these people are trying to say, they support President John Dramani Mahama's decision to remove the Chief Justice. Omo say, wanye bibi boni biya, there is no way Ghana for beka say ye omadi. And as a President Mahama be taking action on that. Because those people are ye omadi and the MPP no. Say wanya any mistake biya ka ye omadi. To send you womu supporti some of the removals in 2018 and 2017 no. Let's all support Tokuro to also be removed, because Tokuro has opportunity to explain and say one man because I mean is not correct, so she needs to go home. That is according to PPP. Also, why didn't you say pass your comment?